For many people, the best way to play Warzone 1 was Rebirth Island and then Fortune's Keep. They enjoyed the kind of high intensity matches there, they enjoyed having a smaller map where you were constantly able to find other players and you had non-stop action from beginning to end. In Warzone 2, we don't have anything like that. Yet. I found something that I think, and this is maybe a little bit of a reach on my part, a hint as to where we're going to be heading for our first Resurgence style, Rebirth Island style map for Warzone 2. We have already been told that there definitely are these kind of maps coming. There was kind of a hint of that in a blog post, but we haven't had any confirmation yet. But I think this Intel set of secret missions, this kind of Easter egg in DMZ, might be giving us our first hints at where we're going to be heading for those maps. So this is by far the easiest intel train to go. There's loads of these secret intel missions. If you haven't checked them out already, there's one where you find a special kind of magical golden skull that has glyphs on it, and we don't really know where to go with that one, but that one needs a bunch of keys for the post office, so it's kind of a pain to do that. Then there's another set of ones that talks about what happened at Rohan Oil, why there's that massive fire there, where that explosion came from, who did that, and it tells the story of Samum. Jack Frags actually told us that Samum is a name for some kind of fire created by demons, so it makes sense that he'd be an arsonist, I guess, within the story. And now this intel chain doesn't need you to get any keys or anything like that. You can just go to these locations. I'm not sure if you even need to go to them in order, to be honest, but it makes sense for the story if you do go to them in order, and then you can find out what's happened. So for the first one, you want to go to the kind of oasis just to the north of Tarak village, and then on the little bit that juts out into one of the pools of water there, you'll be able to find this radioactive cache, and you'll find an Alcatala note inside there that says, "Black Moo seems to have taken an interest in our research. For some privacy, I hid the drill elsewhere, but ideally we need to dispose of it soon. I left a better description for its location in another hidden container. I got the new recruits to bury it off the coast near the Sour village. They probably got lazy and just threw it off the park's cliffs." So this is the first note that we found. It's possible that there's other notes that lead to this, but this is kind of where we picked up the intel. Or at least this is where Not You May and Mind Scrambler on my Discord picked up the intel, because they're the ones that found these caches. But if you have found one that points to one of these, if you found an earlier part of this quest, please let people know in the comments. So for the next one, you're going to want to go to Sour Village, which is all the way down south at the bottom of the map. Now, we actually got killed on our way there, but thankfully that doesn't seem to upset things too much. We just went in on the next round, and thankfully we managed to find a helicopter for this, which made the whole thing way easier. So flying around a helicopter is definitely recommended for doing this set of missions. This next one is on Sour Village, on the bits that kind of stick out, these kind of sandbanks, and it's actually in the water, and you can see it really easily because you've got that interact glow around it. So you can swim down and interact with that one, and then you'll find another Alcatala note, and this one says, "To stay under the radar, the drill's not far from where we left the boat. I buried it in a container on the east side of the river, close to that dock in Tarak. You'll find it under the electric pylon." So again, you can fly all the way up to Tarak village. You're going all the way back to Tarak for this one, and it's on the east coast of the river, just like where it said, and you can see it here, like the exact location. And now you'll find another one of these radioactive containers, and in this one you'll find a special unique item, the irradiated drill. And this one, there's nothing to read, but the description says, "A drill emitting trace amounts of radiation. Evidence leads to this drill being used to enter the attacked nuclear plant." So that's as far as this one goes. There's no kind of hint of going to another area or anything like that. But the really interesting thing about this is that all of these are telling the story of people attacking a nuclear plant and then escaping and trying to hide the evidence. But we don't have a nuclear plant on the map anywhere. A nuclear power plant is a massive thing. Like, this is a huge area that could even be put on an island in some cases, because they need a huge quantity of water for cooling. So this one is talking about an attack on a nuclear plant, which as far as I know hasn't happened in the lore anywhere. This isn't something that's in the campaign. We don't have a multiplayer map for it. We don't have anything to do with it in Warzone. So that's making me think this is going to be a future location. A nuclear power plant seems like the perfect kind of location for some Rebirth style gameplay. Like I said, you can have them on islands, like that makes a lot of sense, or at least on a coastal area, so most of it would be covered by the sea. They're quite big industrial complexes with lots of different buildings, but probably one main building in the middle, like how they used Alcatraz for Rebirth Island, or like how they used the fort in Fortune's Keep. I can easily imagine them using a nuclear power plant for that new map. Now, I can imagine there's going to be some people sitting there being like, that's a bit of a stretch. Like, you've just got this mention of a nuclear power plant, and from that you're saying that this is going to be the new map. And I agree, it is a bit of a stretch, but otherwise, what's the point of them talking about a nuclear power plant? It seems really, really odd that we haven't had any kind of indication anywhere else in the game of something special happening in nuclear power plant, except maybe for the setup for DMZ. Because remember, in DMZ, you're not getting attacked by Nova Gas or anything like that. And before, with Warzone 1, we had the Nova Gas on all of the Warzone maps, but that Nova Gas was actually created on Rebirth Island. Like, that was the source for it. And in DMZ, you've got radiation spreading out across the map, and obviously radiation could come from something from a nuclear power plant. So if there's been an attack on a nuclear power plant, maybe they stole something, and that's what's causing the radiation in Al Mazrah. That's what's causing the situation in DMZ. Maybe the chemist is involved, you know, the one that you shoot to get the M13 blueprint and all of that sort of stuff. Maybe that's what's going on. So just like how we ended up going to the source of the gas in Rebirth Island, maybe we're going to end up going towards the source of the radiation with a nuclear power plant as a new map. Now, I'm not expecting to get this map anytime soon, really. I wouldn't be surprised if we got it in, like, March, sometime around then. You know, like how we ended up having Modern Warfare 2019 coming out in November, and then we had Warzone 1 coming out in March. I wouldn't be surprised if we had that kind of similar gap before we saw a smaller map. And I'd be super excited. Like, I'm really enjoying this game. I'm really enjoying Warzone 2. I'm enjoying Al Mazrah. DMZ has been way better than I expected. But I would like there to be some sort of smaller map. I'm missing that kind of experience that Rebirth Island gave us, and I'm really hoping that this could be something to do with it. Now, for one other sort of bonus theory, something that is a little bit wilder, what if this is something to do with a zombies map? Now, I know people have said there's not going to be a zombies map for Modern Warfare, and Infinity Ward traditionally don't do zombies experiences, like that's not really their thing. But we have had that Golden Skull where it talks about there being magical effects, about there being glyphs and things like that. And now in another DMZ Intel story, we've got a location now where we're talking about a nuclear power plant. It would be really cool if we did start getting some kind of zombies maps. Maybe that's why we're not getting a game next year. Maybe Treyarch are doing something to do with this. It would be cool if we had some sort of zombies experience, even if it's something like Outbreak using the kind of DMZ formula, but with some more supernatural elements to it. That would be super cool too. Although I think that is a super out there theory. I don't think that's likely at all. I don't want people to get excited about that. If you want to see more videos like this where I'm speculating on what the intel might mean and showing you some more of these kind of things, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, turn your notifications on, all that good stuff. We're very close to 25,000 subscribers now, so thank you very much to everyone that is already subscribed. Also, you might notice we now have a credit section at the end of the videos, and here I just want to shout out the people who are massively supporting me by being an elite member of the channel. I do this full time, so I need the money from this kind of support. I really, really appreciate it. And these people have joined the elite membership tier at £22.99 a month, so huge amount of support from them. Really, really appreciate it. If you can join the channel, there's tiers all the way from $1.99 where you get access to all the badges and emotes, and then up to tier 1 where you get the exclusive access to my VODs, so all of my live stream VODs go up on there if I don't make them public. Then in the tier 2 membership you get early access to some of my videos, but that elite membership will get you in these credits. So if you want to see your name up here, join up as an elite member. Thank you very much, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.